You are represented well here. Your flag is being flown all over the world. And I'm joined by the one and only, the celebrated, award-winning illustrator. Graffiti, right, as well, right?
Street artist.
Street artist. Is graffiti a wrong thing to say?
It's not a wrong thing to say, but it makes it very specific. So street art is almost the umbrella. And within street art, there's graffiti, there's muralists, there's, you could say also like performers within that. So, yeah, graffiti is like the subsection.
It's a subsection. You see?
Yes.
We learn. So what street art. And you're getting paid for street art.
Yes.
Come on, Karabo. Please give me a number. I have my phone. Give me a number. My
parents, I guess. I don't know.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I am so excited to have you here. I don't even know what question to ask you.
Which one first?
Yes.
I guess, yeah, like you said, Kitsaval, 32 years old.
Never.
Yeah.
23.
You'd never say I'm 32.
Never.
I've been in this game a long time, but
never.
It's good genetics.
That means you are happy.
That's true. That's actually true.
You know what shocked me? You were accepted to go to medical school.
Yes. That was the journey. And my dad even paid registration fee.
Never.
I feel so bad. I told them last minute, literally the third term of my matric year, that I don't think I want to do this. And not even by then, everything's written, everything's set in stone. We're planning now.
It means you're a clever girl. Math, science, no shapari.
Math's more than science.
And medical school was like, we want her.
They're like, yeah, she seems candidate worthy.
But, okay, metric year, chances are 17, 18 years old. It's not like you know what you want in life.
No, but I knew what I didn't want, though.
Which is?
I didn't want to go into something that, like, it's so written. It's like you kind of know the journey of a medical doctor. We've seen it in our families or people adjacent to us. We kind of already know that journey. And at the time, we had black representation in that field.
Yeah.
So what would I be contributing that's new that hasn't been done yet in that field?
Is this the conversation you're having at 18?
With myself, yes.
No, there must be an adult who was like,
To be honest, it was a thing that I was feeling, but you know when you have the fear of what if this thing doesn't work out? Because it's not like I had other business owners in my family or other artists even in my family so that I could see how this journey could go.
Yeah.
And the artists that I was seeing... they didn't represent that field well. I wasn't seeing it go well. Like if you saw other black females, it was like more in like music. I was seeing it in TV. I wasn't seeing it in like graphic design or contemporary art. I wasn't seeing it in that. So I was like, the representation wasn't great.
Was art offered at school?
Art was offered at school and I loved it, enjoyed every moment of it. But I was those kids, I took math, and then I took science, and then I took visual art, and then I took dramatic art.
So a blend, yeah.
So I was just like, okay, I'll take the visual art and dramatic art because I really love that and I feel I'm good at it. Yeah. But I also really love the maths and science and I have to take it if this is the journey that I'm going in. Yeah, and then I flipped the switch.
Oh my word.
As the youths would say. I flipped the switch last minute, but it was because a teacher actually planted the seed.
Oh.
And I don't think she like knew how far it would go. So, you know, like...
Come on, let's give props to this teacher.
Right? If only she knew.
Teacher who?
Jody O'Lean, Mrs. O'Lean.
Mrs. O'Lean, hello. We've got Karabo Poppy here. You didn't know that you are just planting a seed into a global star.
I wonder, right? So
You've never met her?
I haven't seen her since, but I've seen some other teachers. I was those kids that were friends with teachers.
I think
still am good friends with my English teacher now. We still chat on Instagram all the time.
You need to find that art teacher. What seed did she plant? What did she say?
So she asked me, what I'm going to study. And I was like, I'm going to be a medical doctor, go into reconstructive surgery.
Yes,
I have
girl.
the choice to go the cosmetic side or the reconstructive side. The art with the reconstructive surgery together gives me a good understanding of anatomy. I'm not reconstructing for the sake of reconstructing, but I'm like putting it together from the perspective of someone that really understands facial and anatomy aesthetics.
Yeah.
Right? That's convincing, eh?
Very.
Right?
I can
feel
even
it.
see you in your school blazer.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with all the scrolls and everything. So then she was like, oh, that's such a shame. And I was like, you're the only person that's had that response. Usually people are like, Dr. Muletsani, it has a nice ring to it. And she was like, that's such a shame because I see the artist that you are and I see how happy you are within art. It's just a shame that you're not going in that direction. And I told her quite frankly, with all the respect in my heart, that's easy to say from a white perspective.
Yeah.
That is such a shame. Follow your passion. Art is what makes you happy. Then I was like, I'm not from that kind of background.
That's right.
Like from a small town.
I still
black,
need to lift
both
as
parents.
I rise.
Exactly.
That's
and
right.
also I need to go in a direction that makes sure I can also uplift my parents
That's
and
right.
like add at home. So I'm
And
just
make
not
them
seeing that
proud,
word.
man.
Oh, like I don't know. At the time, no one wanted to say my daughter's an artist. Quite frankly, my mom was not saying it.
That should have, emotionally, that should have put a spanner in the works.
Yeah, I did. We don't talk about it a lot, but it was a tough year for us then. Because like my
When you
parents
say
felt
us,
like
it's
I was,
you and your parents now.
yeah, they felt like I was disobeying them or trying to act out. And I've never been a rebellious kid. I was always goody two shoes.
Yeah,
so they were
right.
just like, what? Adolescence.
Karabo,
I know.
you were not rebellious.
No, I've never even been to detention once. I've facilitated detention for other people that have come in, but I myself, I'm telling you, I was goody two shoes my whole life.
Yeah, how old you at get need?
So I was just, so my parents were just confused, like, you've never done anything that we didn't want you to do, so where is this coming from? Yeah, and I just really felt deep in my heart I had to give it a try. And then I was like, but this is the thing. Medicine can always be a backup plan. Said nobody ever, but I was like, I will have medicine as my backup plan. If the art thing doesn't work, shame, we can always go back. It's not going anywhere.
That's right.
Maybe I'll be
I
a
still
little
have the
bit
brains.
older, but exactly. I've seen doctors carry on until that needle looks shaky, but that's a lifelong career that you could have. So, you know what, this art thing, let me give that a try first, because I feel like I'm more needed here. There's something there. And then if it doesn't work, we can always go back.
I still want to explore the whole tension between you and parents. When you say, I'm going to, and this is third term, by the way.
Yeah.
Are you then saying, I'm going to varsity to study art? Or I'm going straight entrepreneurial?
No. I didn't know that much about it to just go straight.
Yeah.
So I was like, I would like to go study this thing and know more about it.
Okay.
And that gave even more holes in my story. Because
Never.
Now you want to go into something that you don't know. No, Mama, it's not that I don't know.
As opposed to
it.
aesthetic and cosmetic. And
You see, it just doesn't match. And I'm trying to explain it to her. And I just remember these words, dipopai. And it's like, no, not necessarily. But that's the thing. We didn't have enough representation to say, Mama, look, this person has done this and this and this.
Which years are these?
These are from 2010, 2011, 2012.
Google was there. And, yeah.
Were we using it to see this? But also, this is the other thing. How many black creatives within graphic design were also as celebrated as their white counterparts at the time? So even if you Google, they aren't really celebrated to the same level. So you're probably finding people that look nothing like me or my family doing it. So my parents are like, come on, it's not looking like this is the direction.
Are you from a line of pioneers? Is pioneering a thing in your family?
I've never really thought about it. I would say yes, but always it's a very calculated way. So my mom was the first in her family to finish high school and get a degree, and she ended up getting 3 degrees in her life.
What?
Yeah, she did. English, psychology, education.
Never.
Yeah.
Wow.
My dad was also the first one to finish high school, get a degree in history and in English. And my dad was so brilliant that he was teaching people his age.
What?
Yeah. So I guess like that pioneering spirit was there.
Because you are a groundbreaker. Not only
you.
for your
We
family, but I think for South Africa, to the world, especially in the space that you're in, right?
So I look at my parents, I'm like, I think that they were pioneers. Like that must have been a difficult journey to do, especially back then, not having a lot of resources or money, but pushing through and doing that. Like already getting 1 degree is difficult.
That's right.
I have no intention of going back. Maybe receiving an honorary doctorate, yes, but I have no intention of going back. But like going back and doing it over and over, I would say probably my parents instilled that in me without even knowing. Yeah.
Because remember, kids do what you do, not what you say. So you saw it.
Yeah.
And it's never nice when your own child is the one rebelling against what you thought is a shared vision.
True.
Even
That's
though
what I'm saying, I feel bad, but I had to do it.
That's right. Where did you go?
So I went to the Open Window. It's in Centurion. And
It's not even a Vance University.
No.
Pretoria University.
No, I know.
What?
Listen, my mom, fly by night. I was like, that was the first time I heard that term, fly by night. But this is the thing. We celebrate private institutions when it's primary school and high school. But as soon as it comes to tertiary, a private institute is seen as, no. This is not something. But if you really want to focus, if you already know what your focus is, institution that specialized in that, I would get the most kind of help and attention because also there aren't so many of us in the class. So for me, it was making sense. But my parents, the look that they gave me was not reflecting what I felt on the inside.
Now you're traveling from Vereeniging to Centurion every day, which is more money.
Up until my dad said, it's not safe. Go and live with your brother.
Okay.
Who was living in Midrand and then he moved to Centurion. Go and live with your brother at the time because obviously private institutions, Abana Res, it's a whole thing. You have to make the plan for yourself. And then, so also in school, I was really good at like the science expo. So I would win like science expo quite a lot and go into like provincial and like national science expo. I charged at 33.10 using potatoes.
You did what?
Yeah, that's what got me into the National Science Expo. Charged a 3310 phone using the power of potatoes and like the chemical reaction that happens within the starch and the nickel. My friend, can you see? My poor parents.
Why your brain must be a science project?
But I think like some people, you could be good on the left side and the right side. And like both are exciting for me. So I went to go live with my brother.
That's an amazing thing to have.
It's very fun, I won't lie. It is fun. Because I think having the analytical side makes my art better.
Sure. We're going to talk about your collaborations, the work you have done. And I think you have really positioned it very well because I needed this first part, to help parents, current crop of parents, to say, do not let your limited knowledge, and fear stop the next generation from growing.
Exactly. Which is understandable. Understandable fear. Understandable limited knowledge. But then that's why I wanted to do what I wanted to do. So that future generations can be like, Karabo Poppy decided last minute to go into art. And she was able to do this. So me that has all the support and starting early, she's already done that beginning part for us. I can just accelerate past that and then do even more than what she's done.
That's right.
We needed examples. So.
I mean, you have collaborated. Come on, just Google Karabo Poppy. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to give you all the answers. We need to play your song. So it's your top 10. You choose. What's next?
Let's go with Mereba next.
Umisamang?
Mereba. I know
I'm paid, ne? Mireba means spoiled.
Oh,
Cry baby.
well, that's her name. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go with Mareba next.
So I wouldn't say Mireba. One Mireba. And this is Ryder. Mireba. Right. All right. Why this song?
I think I discovered it recently, and I don't know. It's just what excites me is like when I'm seeing any kind of creative do something new with their craft, and I think in like her genre, she's doing something that I'm not seeing a lot, and then that's why I kind of like moved into that. I want to say, okay, you're doing something unconventional. You're breaking the rules in a way.
Yeah.
So that's why I chose it.
That's right. She's right here. Her name is Karabo Poppy. Like I said, Google her as I talk to her. It will all make sense. That's right. Ha. Award winning.
Multi.
Say it right, T. Multi award winning Karabo. Look at the Soweto Towers. Soweto Gold as you see it there. That's Karabo Poppy's work. AKAs. Mass Country. The cover, that's Karabo Poppy, and so much more from Air Force Ones. And the reason she came in today because of her latest award, and we'll talk about it, but just now. And these are all highs, right? These are all the good things that you're doing.
Yeah.
But for you to reach a high, there must have been some lows.
Many, almost just as many lows as highs. So yeah, I'm coming off of high school. I'm so excited. Art awards, science awards, all of this. And I'm just like, I'm going to kill it in varsity. Then in my first year, to my horror, I saw 50% for the first time with my name next to it.
Hi.
I was like, no. This can't be. No, I really was floored. That was a tough time for me. Because now my mom's like, okay, so you fought tooth and nail to study this thing.
Did you see how I laughed before you even said anything?
Because you were thinking the same thing.
Yes.
I know, because I was too. Oh, Lagalansa, day and night. Mama, understand. Promise me. Where's who? Promise me. It was like a 50. And that was me giving my best effort. So it could have been worse. It could have been lower. Wow. And where I was studying, if you don't finish with the 70, you don't go to the next year.
Never.
But you can't know half your work and then we grant you access to the next year. That doesn't mean you know anything. Which is valid. I agree with that.
Wow.
So it was a depressing time. Because no matter how much I was trying, I couldn't get it to the point where I was like used to seeing distinctions. And
Are you
distinction
doubting
in
yourself
varsity-
now?
Oh, completely. Every decision. And at the time, my mom's like, yeah, we gave it a chance. Come home. And like, you want to come home. You want to come home to the things that you used to. Also, Val. And then I went to Potch. Now I'm in Pretoria. Like, I don't know. That for me was big city. So my mom's like, come home. Let's try again at home. And I'm like, okay, maybe I gave this thing a try.
Yeah.
Okay, I should just go. Then I'm like, no, man. One semester is not a try.
Yes.
Let me give it another try. Then I'm talking to other people. They seem to know everything about the software and everything about how the computers work. I had never owned a computer up until I was in varsity. I didn't know about Photoshop. I didn't know any of that. And it just seemed like all my peers have been working with Photoshop since high school. But I only decided this at the end. There wasn't enough time to really get to know the stuff.
Explore that world.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I may not be able to catch up in the software side, but in the conceptualizing and the drawing part, that's something that I can try excel at and then let the software side build. So that's then what I was focused on. I was spending extra time with lecturers, with my peers. I was hanging out with those in years ahead of me so that I could try learn a little bit from them. I was trying everything. Then I didn't necessarily see a big jump in the marks, but what kept me there was having lecturers that told me that there's something interesting that you're doing. There's something good that you're doing here. Like, keep on doing that thing. It may
Sure.
not be at the point that you see it.
Yes,
They
yes.
said, no, in university, to get 75 is very difficult.
Yeah, yeah.
And especially if you're doing something new, but there's potential there, keep at it. And like hearing people that I deemed as experts say, you may not be where you need to be, but the path that you're on is showing potential. That's then what made me continue.
And stay the course. Wow.
Like a lot of people say, kind of what's that, the definition of insanity, like doing the same thing.
Doing the same thing, expecting a different result.
I don't agree with that though.
Tell me.
Because I kept on doing, you have to do the same thing over and over to grow. You have to keep on doing the same thing.
Until it becomes second nature.
Exactly. Like when you think about Malcolm Gladwell and the 10,000 hours
That's
that
right.
you have to
The
spend.
outliers, yeah.
Yes, to become an expert. In those 10,000 hours, it's a lot of hours of doing the same thing over
And it's monotonous
over.
at that.
Exactly. So I don't necessarily agree with the insanity definition, but
Yeah.
I think what then helped me to be the illustrator that I am today, or the artist I am
Yeah.
today, was doing the same thing over and over until I saw a difference.
First break.
First break. So yes, varsity, all is happening. Then, actually, interesting story that I remembered.
Yes.
You know, I was designing with a mouse.
What do you mean?
Like, you know, mouse, computer.
Yeah.
Yes, that's how I was designing. And my lecturer was like, no. If you were able to create all of this with a mouse, imagine what you'd be able to do with a Wacom tablet. So a Wacom tablet is like a secondary device to your computer.
Yeah.
It's almost like if you had to turn a sketchboard into a screen.
It's like an iPad with a pen.
Yes.
Okay.
So then whatever you do then on the Wacom tablet or the iPad would then reflect on the computer screen.
And you are good with
Yeah.
drawing, right?
Yes, and I was doing it with a mouse and pencils and all of that. So then she said,
What?
if you were able to do this with such limited resources, take my Wacom tablet. Yeah, because everyone else like had Wacom tablets and things. Then I told my dad a Wacom tablet's 10,000. He was like,
Yo.
no, I can maybe buy you a wireless mouse to make it easier, but 10,000 Wacom tablet. Oh
No way.
So I told the lecturer, no, Wacom tablet is out of reach for me.
Yeah.
I'm fine here. And then she was like, take my Wacom tablet.
What?
Then like seeing people like believe in me in these like small moments of like,
Wow.
I don't know, just like it's like generosity, but
Yeah,
generosity because they see the
Yeah.
potential.
Yeah.
And then I was like hooked. I was like, I need to save money to get myself a Wacom tablet because like it just opens up your range and ability to create
Sure.
different things. So yeah, that was like kind of little moments of like small breaks that were happening.
Yeah.
And then more bad news. I graduate.
No.
Nah.
Okay.
And then I'm like, I'm gonna apply for a job at like a big agency and climb the corporate ladder.
That's right.
I'm gonna mention names.
Go ahead.
I applied for work at Joe Public.
Yeah.
And that was after I had won a Lurie Award, one of the most prestigious advertising design awards, while I was still in varsity. So now I went from the 50s to the 80s.
All right.
So yeah, I won an award. I'm going in there with confidence, applying for this job, and I was turned down. So my mom was like, okay, so again, we fought for something, only for us to see no results. And I was like, wow, after all of this, now I can't get a job in my industry. But then that was actually kind of a blessing in disguise because getting turned down by the creative director at Joe Public at the time reminded me that why did I fight to do the unconventional only to graduate, then
To
do the
conventional. Come on, girl.
Exactly, that was a
You
reminder.
are a girl born of pioneers, man. Come on.
Exactly. Come on, you can't do then the conventional. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, that's what he was trying to remind me of my purpose.
That's right.
So then that's when I decided
When a
to,
no is a yes.
when a no is a big
Come on
yes. So yeah, that's when I decided to go at it and become an independent artist. Then things were very quiet. Very quiet.
Are you still at your brother or you're back home?
I'm with my brother. Never. My parents said, you know what? If you come back home, you do things our way. And that makes sense. My dad is like, I'm paying.
Yes.
So if you come back home, you do things my way. But if you want to live outside, I believe I've raised you well enough for you to make the right decision. You need to go my way. So no, I couldn't go home. I was living with my brother. So I'm going at it. I was designing for churches.
Churches?
Yes, doing like intros for like the pastors. Preach. Maybe you write the scripture in like a nice typeface. You know, like the modern churches put stuff on the screen because those were the only clients I had. And I feel like the only reason why I had that client is because I went to that church. So then they were like, Karabo, we know you did this thing. Come and do. Oh, my word. So my business was that.
Yeah.
And they were my only clients. Then shame. I think the pastor believed in me so much. He was like, okay, I'll tell my friends, okay, the church is doing this. Why don't you design this?
Yeah.
We'll show you a bit about business. He used to be a business owner. So then he showed me a little bit about that. It was my learning time.
Yeah.
But not my money-making time.
Yes.
And then I get an email from certain person's name at apple.com.
Huh?
So then I was like, someone tried to log into my Apple account.
Yeah. You're being hacked.
Yes. So then I read further and they said like opportunity for a collaboration. Then I'm like, ish, you know, these scammers, they'll try anything to try scam you. I read further and it's talking about working on a project with Apple. Like Apple, you know, the phones and the iPads. Yes, California, all of that. Nah, I'm still here.
Yeah.
But they want to work with me. So I said,
how did they even know about you?
The power of this thing called Behance. So it's I
was on that site yesterday.
Were you? Yeah. So it's like a platform for creatives to share their work.
Wow.
And then other creatives can see, like, comment. But then there's also an opportunity for clients that you don't have close proximity to see your work. Contact
it's like
you.
LinkedIn for creatives.
Yes, way better because it's like LinkedIn and Instagram came together, but then it's only creatives that are on that platform.
Give that website again.
Behance. Yeah.
That's right. Behance. Go get it.
Yeah.
And then did you go?
So that's where they found me.
Did you say yes?
Oh, yes, immediately.
Apple kamuka.
Apple. And we worked on this project with Project Red, creating illustrations that would then be in-app purchases. And then all the proceeds made from those in-app purchases would be donated to Project Red, which is like a non-profit organization that Steve Bono started to try and erase the stigma around HIV and AIDS on the African continent. So I was creating illustrations that would be making money to help my country and continent.
What?
As my big break. And then I can say, worked with Apple. So on my
which year is
CV, this was, I graduated in, I must do some maths, 2013. So this was in 2015. Wow. Yeah, so on my CV, I had Urban Life Church and then I had Apple. The people I've worked with.
And true.
Yeah.
Can we still see the work with Apple?
So it was an in-app purchase and that app no longer exists.
Oh, is it? Did it pay well?
At the time, for me, that was a lot because what I was used to seeing.
What do you mean at the time? It means now you're making?
You see now.
Come on, girl.
It's a story about growth. But at the time, for me, that was a lot. Well, it allowed me to be able to get my own apartment. Not necessarily buy, I mean to rent. And not necessarily to sustain, it means to afford a few months of the rent.
Just to be off your brother's back, just for a little bit.
Yeah, and I wanted to try out life on my own. Yeah, so I got myself a new computer and then rent, no furniture. It was one table, one chair.
I take it this is in Midrand, ne?
I wish this was Pretoria North.
You? Pretoria North, little, no furniture.
No, I'm not saying everyone else is doing that furniture. I'm saying not personally. In 2014, 2015, I didn't have.
We're going for a break. Which song are we coming back with?
Actually, you've seen my list. Which one would you choose? We'll bounce off like that.
K Tronada.
Yeah, that's a good one.
We love K.
That's a good one.
We'll be right back.
These are stories you need to know today.
Yo, Bratty, this is such an insightful interview. Thank you so much. Karabo Poppy is really one of those people that inspire us as the youth, and I think it's an eye-opener for our generation, having kids and trying to see what other career, opportunities there could be other than the traditional fields that we've been taught. I'm enjoying hearing her story, how she went about it, and it's truly inspirational. Thank you so much.
Uncle T, let me first start by saying hi to Karabo and to my fellow Valerian. I'm so proud and I'm so happy to be having her in the studio with you today. Karabo, for you to be here. As your fellow Val girl, I just want to say you just gave me hope, because my son just started studying this graphic design thing and I really didn't get it. I just didn't have it. My heart was so sore, but I was like, you know what? He loves it, and I've seen him drawing me and drawing the house, and I was like, okay, let's just let him do it and see how far does he go with it. I'm still not happy, but hearing your story, I am so motivated, and as of today, I will give him 100% support. 100%. And I will ask him to follow you so that he can get some tips from you as you have made it. Thank you so much.
My top 10 at 10. Best tea in the city.
Oh, man. Oh, let me tell you how this interview came about. So I'm in the gym. I try to do this every morning. So just get it out of the way. Pay my debts early. So this one Friday, I decide, let me wear my, Texas tuxedo, as they call it. And I put on my Denham, the jean and jacket.
Great brand, by the way.
Right? So as I'm about to step up, Jonathan, one of the instructors at the gym, says, "Hey, you wearing my favorite jeans." I'm like, "Yeah." And he's rocking new ones. I'm like, "Oh, Jonathan, a white dude who's so cool." I'm like, and then it's like, you don't know anything yet. Do you know Karabo Poppy? I was like, who? So Karabo Poppy, there's a collaboration between Denim and Karabo Poppy. Go to Hyde Park now, bruh, and go check it out. And he whips out, I think it's a t-shirt, and the wife is Lisa.
Yeah.
Lisa had the denim jacket. I was like, dude. So that Friday after the show, I go and check it out. And I walk into the store, I said, Karabo Poppy, they show me. And I'm like, I'm not here for this merchandise, I'm here for her. Bring on the show, because we need to talk about the skill. Then I went into your world and I saw what you did. Jonathan, Lisa, thank you for bringing this to my attention. And yes,
love it. Thank you, guys.
And they met you, by the way.
Oh wait, I think I remember. Lisa's the red hair, ne?
That's right.
Short red hair, yeah.
That's right. So they came into the store while you were there. I think it was on a Thursday when they did this. So yeah, there you go. So like I said, always keep your ears open. You'll see talent, and through them, I met you. Here we are, and I'm holding the 3rd annual Top 16 Youth-Owned Brand Awards. Top Creative and Arts Brand goes to Karabo Poppy.
And that's a tough category, because I saw the other people that I was up against. Wow. Tough category.
Congratulations, girl.
Because the creators have come up now, but like I'm super honored.
Right.
And you know what? I must tell you, I have won a few awards. Global, local, multiple Cannes Lions, Luries.
Yeah.
From Bamfa Awards, all over. Nah. But you know what makes this one stand out for me?
Tell me.
It's the first time in my life, even getting emotional.
I can tell.
The first time in my life where the other winners and the other nominees were predominantly black.
Wow.
In other awards, like the few black people, we're the ones that have to like carry the weight of representation and everything. And I'm just like, is this how those people at the Oscars feel? Because this feels great.
Yeah,
like the winners and the nominees were mostly black. Like that was beautiful, because I never even thought that I would see something like that in my lifetime. I'm seeing it in my youth, Because
That's right.
they called me young.
Yes.
32,
No,
other people may disagree about
No.
youth.
You're still youth.
I'm still youth.
That's why-
But like in my youth, I was able to see this change within
In
awards.
your
and
lifetime.
Exactly. In my youth lifetime. So this one just like stands out for me because the people I was nominated with and winning with looked like me. And like a lot came from my background as well. So it was just, this one is like a standout for me.
You are now managed globally
Yes, I am.
from a New York office.
Levine and Levitt, I used to dream about them in varsity, and now I'm represented by them. And they only pick a select few. Only one from Africa.
Never.
Yep.
Hey, what's next?
Wow. I think for me, it's very difficult to say, okay, so this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
I've stopped doing that because
Oh, yeah.
I think my knowledge about what can come about is too limited. Like 10 years ago, I've been doing this for 11 years now. 10 years ago, I never thought this would be the position I would be in.
That's right.
So to dream and put very specific points on it, I think it would be limiting.
That's right.
So I'm just like, I just want to do more than what I've done before and do it at an even faster rate and then bring more people along with the journey. But my ultimate plan, maybe now when I'm in my 50s and 60s, I want to start a university. I would like to start a tertiary education institution that specializes in advertising, contemporary creativity, and history of art of this continent, and have it in this continent so that it's open to people like us and make it accessible to people like us, but also invite the African diaspora as well to learn about what advertising within their history and heritage looks like. So
I don't think it's a
that's the
I don't think it's a
end goal.
10, 15 year project. I think it's a project that needs to start as early as next year.
So I've had some people volunteer to be investors, but there's still too much I want to figure out before I impart that knowledge.
You'll figure out on your way. You always do that.
You sound like my dad now. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
You always apply both sides of your brain, and I don't see this being any unique from that. And that's what your world is about, right?
Let's brainstorm names together. Nah?
What do you mean? Karabo Poppy University. Simple.
I gotta make it like, I don't know.
Karabo Poppy. Hey, I will sign up. I'll send a grant
love
to
it.
that school.
I love it.
I can tell you something. Let me tell you something, and please take this with you. You have made me a braver parent today.
Really?
Yeah.
That means a lot.
Because you are saying to me it's not about me.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I love that. Thank you. Like, I'm gonna really hold that close to my heart.
Keep shining, girl.
Thank you.
She's not going anywhere. She's here for Blind Spot as well.
Coming up on the best.